Hi folks, Sty North here, out here at base camp. Welcome to base camp. What I've got going on here is, this is a video about a find, okay? Something I found. What this thing is, it's a patio fireplace that I had bought for my ex-wife 15 years ago. And we had given it to our son. And it sat at his place for 6 years, out on the deck, out on the patio. He never used it. He said I could not, he says I just wasn't interested in it. I said, I know what you mean. I said, I never used it. I said, the ex-wife did. But I never used it because it, I thought it was a waste of propane to just use propane just to watch some flames. I thought, well, why don't you sit in the house, turn the stove on? Start a fire in the fire pit, right? Well, then I got to thinking, this thing was full of lava rock. And he said, I'm throwing that in the dump. I said, oh, no, I'll take it. So I said, he said, you should help yourself, take it. So I brought it home. Well, I had this burner, the top burner, off of an old gas range, a round one. I dumped the rock out of this, and I set that burner in there, and sure enough, it fits perfect. I put a fresh propane tank in it, cleaned it up a little bit, and made sure it worked. Well, it's putting off a really nice flame. The flame almost looks like a wood fire flame. It's not like a gas stove flame, because the flames are a little taller. There's not a lot. It's not drawing a lot of pressure out of the tank. Now, I do remember that we'd put a tank in here, and that thing would run anywhere from 4 to 6 hours on a tank. Well, that's an awful lot of cooking, 4 to 6 hours. What I want to do is come up with some kind of cooker that I could have here in base camp that I can put underneath my overhang during severe weather. When I've got really inclement weather, you got a downpour, or if it's raining 4 or 5 days in a row, everything's soaking wet, and you're having a miserable time trying to keep your fire pit going and to cook on it. You got to stand out in the rain to cook on it, unless you run another tarp over your fire pit, and then you got to keep small fires because you'll burn your tarp. All that. With this, I can light this thing underneath the overhang of my tent, and I can cook in bad weather. And it won't cost me a thing, except for that propane tank. Well, I figured it out. Propane tank costs $3. If this thing runs for 6 hours on that $3, that's 50 cents an hour. What I got going right now, it's on and it's burning. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but it's running. And I've got 2/3 of a pot of water here. It's about 5 cups. I got to take a quick look. It's getting hot. Wow. I put this on at 20 minutes after 5, and it's just now, I need new glasses. It's just now 5:26. Just turned 5:26. So it's been on there about 6 minutes. And I stuck my finger in there. It's a minute away from boiling, I'm sure. But I couldn't believe it. When he said take the thing and I took it, I thought, if this thing this thing will boil water in 10 minutes, I'll be able to fry pancakes on it. I'll be able to make bacon and eggs. I'll be able to do all kinds of things on this. And I'll be able to do it dry when it's storming out, when it's raining out. And we have some weather on its way, so if I'm out here, this is going to come in real handy. But what I couldn't believe is I've been seeing these things in the junk stores and the thrift stores for sale. A lot of people bought these things. I think they still make them, actually. But now you're seeing a lot of used ones. They're selling them for $2 to $5 a piece for this thing. So if I had to go out and buy one, and I paid $5 for it, and I had to go to a junkyard somewhere and find one of these round grates off of an old stove, go to the scrapyard, and they're scrapping stoves all the time. I'm sure you could find a few of those. They might give it to you. You'd be lucky if you had to pay them $1 for it. So for under $10, I've got a camp cooker. I guarantee you this thing will probably outlive me. It's already 15 years old, and it works the same way it did the day I bought it. I'm kind of excited over this find. And I know it's not a bushcrafting stove. It's not a backpacking stove. But if you have a tent camp somewhere and you're parked nearby, let's say 150 feet away or 200 feet away, this is nothing to throw under your arm with the rest of your gear and haul it into where you're pitching your tent. I think I'm going to really like this for this purpose. I wasn't too thrilled about it being just a fireplace, but I'm really liking it for this. I got to take a peek. Oh, it's right there. It's simmering. If I leave the lid on it, if I would have left the lid on it, it'd probably be boiling right now. I can hear it boiling. It wants to come to its full boil. And right now, it just hit 8 minutes. It's been going for 8 minutes. If it doesn't boil water in 10 minutes, then it's pretty slow for me. Because when I want my coffee, I'd like to have it in 10 minutes. Now I don't know that you can hear that on the camera, but you can just hear it chugging in there. Nine and a quarter minutes it's been into it. And it's rolling, but it's not boiling. But I can hear it. It's coming. It's coming to the boil. I actually think right now it's simmering enough that with the basket in here it would percolate coffee. And I've got this on the lowest setting because of the size of the pot. Now if I had a my big frying pan, cast iron frying pan on there, I'd probably put it on the high setting. But then I don't know. I haven't tried it, so maybe the high setting will be too hot. Okay. It's boiling. It is boiling. It's a rolling boil, and well, I guess I'll give it a little. 10 and a quarter minutes. 10 minutes and 15 seconds. And it's at a rolling boil. Good, hard, rolling boil. You can cook with this. Yes. Well, thanks for watching, folks. I'm going to shut this thing down now that water's boiling hot. I'll go pour it in my thermos. I'm just making instant coffee to go with my supper tonight. But I'm glad you came along, took a look at my new find. Isn't that crazy, huh? But that's it. Sty's new find. Again, thanks for coming along. This is Sty North. Big Jim and Rory say hello, folks. And happy camping. Stay safe out there. And you all have a nice day.